Hello everyone, I'm sorry for not doing any more videos more recently, but it's been cold and I got sick again. Um, as you can no doubt tell, this is black oil sunflower seed, usually abbreviated to BOSS. And this is my rabbit food. It's Show Hut Deluxe, it's Blue Seal. I rotate through some different foods every now and then, but this one's my favorite. And I just finished feeding a lot of people. The black oil sunflower seed is a treat. It adds extra oil. I like to feed it when it's this cold. It helps give them some extra fats and some extra energy. And speaking of fats, before I do that, I will point out this is a trick I got from somebody else online. This is a cheap hair clip, and I use it to hold hanks of hay so that I don't have hay falling through everything. Now, do forgive the fact that all of this is kind of under construction and I'm filming as best as I can. This is a heavyweight canvas that I use to keep these guys clear of the wind. Hi, guys. Aren't they beautiful? These are both does. And they are not bred right now. They're just hanging out, getting used to places. This one is new. She's from Hair Hotel Rabbitry. Isn't she gorgeous? I absolutely adore her. And this one is one of my first rabbits. They're both New Zealand's. And you can kind of see that little clip hank of hay, although she's chewed it down a lot. Now, I'm going to talk about eating rabbits. So I'm going to put this back here. And if that bothers you, this is now the time to cut out. I'm not going to show anything. We're not showing anything other than those pretty rabbits that are never going to be eaten. They're my breeders. I love them dearly. They are essentially pets, but their job is to produce food. And, hopefully some show winners and pets, but that's beside the point. People will hear about rabbit starvation and they will get very freaked out and go, oh my gosh, you can get sick from eating rabbit. No, that's not what rabbit starvation is. I found out about rabbit starvation long before I ever had rabbits when I was reading How to Survive in the Woods. And it explained what rabbit starvation was, and very succinctly. It's when you have a protein source, like a meat, that is exceedingly low in fat, like wild rabbits. I will point out that domestic rabbits, like most domestic animals, tend to be slightly chubbier. I know mine are. I tend to overfeed them, but I'm guilty. Okay. Anyway, the point is that wild rabbits, so if you're trying to survive and all you can catch is rabbits, and maybe you can catch a lot of them, and you don't have any other food, you just have rabbits, you can get very, very sick. It's called rabbit starvation, and it's what happens when your body doesn't have enough fat, because fat is vitally necessary. There's a whole lot of nutrients that our body can't absorb without enough fat. This is why if you're on an extremely low-fat diet, whether it's got rabbits in it or not, you may not be absorbing your vitamins well, and you might have to add a little bit of salad dressing with some oil. It doesn't take a huge amount of fat to end any possibility of rabbit starvation. And you can get rabbit starvation from animals other than rabbit. Almost any wild game, if you're trying to survive on nothing but that, and you're cooking it with no added fat, moose, well, maybe not moose, I don't know, deer, elk, you can get rabbit starvation. It's only if you're having a very fatty meat that you can survive on that alone. Domestic cattle, salmon, fatty fish. Now, the simple answer is you can have no other meat available to you except rabbit. And first of all, domestic rabbits tend to be chubbier, so they have more fat. But you're probably cooking it with fat. You're probably adding other things that have fat in them. Some people will cook them with bacon or with, well, honestly, butter. Anything. If you're having fat, you're having salad dressing that has oil in it, you're not going to get rabbit starvation. It's also very rare that anybody, that's even growing rabbits for food, is eating nothing but rabbit. But if you ate nothing but ultra lean, drained all the fat off of it, steamed chicken breast, you could probably get rabbit starvation too. It's just a catchphrase for too much protein and not enough fat in your diet. This is really not something most Americans have to worry about. We actually usually get too much fat in our diet. And it's not something you have to worry about just from having rabbit meals occasionally. Have a peanut butter sandwich for lunch. You've got plenty of fat. So, also, of course, if you're eating domestic rabbit, they are, as I said, fattier. But rabbit starvation is not something that happens because rabbits are bad for you to eat. Rabbit starvation is simply the phrase for you aren't getting enough fat. And that's because rabbits are a lean meat. Even domestic rabbits, even as chubby as mine are, they're a lean meat. Wild rabbits, of course, are leaner. They're usually pretty much on the verge of starvation unless they live on the edge of a farm. But all you have to do is add some fat to cooking it or eat something that has fat in it. Have some salad dressing. You're fine. You're not going to get rabbit starvation from eating rabbit no matter how much rabbit you eat. All you have to do is add some fats to your diet. Anyway, that's the truth about rabbit starvation. And I will point out that I have to get back inside because the rabbits love this temperature and I don't. I am actually freezing and I need to put my gloves back on. However, I thought you would be interested in seeing one of my under construction hutches. Hi! You are such a cute bun. I still haven't come up with a name for this one. I need to name you. Anyway, if you have any bright ideas for names for that guy, girl, sorry, then please let me know. And in the meantime, over here, in a temporary hutch, these are two girls. I'm trading one of them to somebody else because I do not need two full siblings. But they are adorable, and I want to keep them all, but, you know, practicality. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.